So we're going to be talking about the week in review, the Forex week in review for April 29 to May 3, 2019. If you are joining me, let me know where you're joining from. Say hello in the comment section. Let's know you're here with us. And if you have any pair in mind that you would like us to consider together, please put it in the comment section and I'll get to it so that we can check it together. So let's go to the trading view. I like trading view a lot, so I'm going to be using trading view. So we're going to be checking some currencies. I usually prefer to start with DXY, which is dollar currency index. And the reason I usually start with the dollar currency index is because dollar will usually have a lot of impact on some of the other currencies. So it's very important that we see what is happening with dollar first, and then we can go and do analysis with the other one. So this is dollar. This is like this is the day chart on dollar, and I had this resistance zone set since about 2 weeks ago or so. And if you notice now, it has broken out of that resistance zone and is doing a retest now. So that shows that once the zone is retested, it could break down a little bit below that zone. But then what I'm expecting on this is that dollar is likely going to be strong this week, because if it retests this zone, and it's expected to continue upward because it has broken that zone already. Although some people see a lot of things differently, they may see their own resistance zone may not be exactly where mine is. But if you look at it very well, even in the recent time, it has touched this area so many times and that zone has rejected it. But then it has broken out of it now, broken above it, and it's coming to check it, to test it back, to now continue to move up. So, and let's also check in the past. You see, it broke it from the upper side to this point, but see where it retested, that same zone. And since then, it's been playing under that zone. Then it came here like 4 times. It touched that zone like 4 times before it finally broke it. So that shows that for it to have broken this zone, dollar is likely going to be strong for the next few weeks, if not months. That's what I'm expecting. And I also have a shape here that gives it all out that we are expecting strong dollar. So if dollar is strong, what is going to happen to other currency pairs? Let's see. Gold. Let's take a look at gold. Gold USD. Gold and dollar. Let me remove all these things that I set there before. Okay. So what we're expecting, it looks like this has some shades that, well, it broke out of a zone. Let me remove all of this thing so that I can see the screen clearly. So there's a zone that I set here before now. So if you look at this looks somehow like a head and shoulder pattern, and this zone is like the neckline, but it broke it to the downside a little, crossed it back to the upper side, and if it breaks it down this time, then we're expecting a fall in gold. So if we are going to be expecting a fall in gold, we may get down to, expecting it to come down to maybe this level first, and then it may retest a little bit to the upside and continue downward. So that was what I'm looking at. But if it is going to go back, then that means that because this may also still decide to continue upward. And if this is going to continue upward, that means I'm going to wait for this last high to be broken before I can do a buy. This last high here, you see where this week was. So I'm going to wait for that to be broken before I do a buy. But then I have, because this dollar currency is expected to be strong, and if that is strong, the currency index, the dollar alone on its own as a currency is expected to be. So if it's going to be strong, then very likely gold USD may be selling. May be selling. So, but if it's not going to sell, then I'll be expecting that at this point, when it break above this, if it breaks above this resistance zone here, this last high here, then I'll rather do a buy. I'll do a buy to the up, like maybe this last high here, this main high up there, you know. So something like that. Maybe first to this level, take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, you know, something like that. So that's if it breaks this zone. So I'm going to leave that there. If it breaks that zone, we would expect it to move up. If it comes down, because this has broken the zone here, comes down a little bit, plays a little bit down there, then it does something like a retest. So it may come all the way back down to this point. So we're waiting. Whatever it decides to do, we'll follow through. But that's my bias on gold. I actually prefer to, I'm a technical trader. I analyze the market plain. I prefer to use plain charts without so much indicator. Sometimes I used moving averages, like what you saw on the screen before I remove them. And you're going to see a lot of these lines. I just use them to define my zones. And sometimes you're going to see me use something like this, because if I look at this very well, I can get my triangle somewhere, something like this. And do maybe something like this. So I can have that triangle there. And in this situation, it has broken out of this first triangle, done the retest, come out. So let me see if it has broken out of the second triangle too. What's happening with this my triangle? Sorry. Okay, so I trade with something like this sometimes, and I'm adding the second triangle, and I'm going to paint second triangle purple. So now if you look at it, it has also broken out of the second triangle. So if it's going to hit to this triangle, first it has even done the first take profit, because if you look at it, this is, if I'm using my triangle, this is what I do. And so So let me remove all this. This joining in the middle here is going to be my first take profit. So already this has done take profit one, following this triangle, using this triangle strategy in trading this. You would have made your trade profit one if you had used this strategy to take it at the time it was somewhere, maybe somewhere here before you even break out of this at all. You could use the triangle to trade it. So if you had traded then, you would have done your take profit one as at this point. Now, what is take profit two is going to be? I'm expecting take profit two here. Yes, that's where I'm expecting take profit two to be. So if it's going to come down, this is going to be my first target this time around. And then what will be my next target? I'm going to measure from here to here. And I'll pick that and I'll put it here. And this is going to be my third take profit. This is going to be take profit three. If I expect it to come down. So if I expect it to come down now, these are going to be my two targets, this first one and this one. So if it breaks, before I can do this now, there's a zone somewhere down here. So if it breaks that zone and continue down, I'm going to do a sell down. I'm going to do a sell to the downside. So that's that with gold. Let me go to Euro USD. If you are joining me, don't forget, let me know where you're joining from. Or just say hi. So Euro USD, what are we looking at? What are we expecting? All right, so I can see a zone here. Yeah, that's a zone. And right now, there's also another zone somewhere up there. You can see where these ones have been trying to touch. This first one touched this, but then it has broken down below it and retested this line. But if we also bring it down and say, okay, let's assume this is where the zone is. So right now, it has gotten to exactly where that line is. If you look at it, it has touched that line and it's going back up. So what we're going to wait for is for it to break this line. If it breaks this line, it's going to do a sell. And since gold is expected to be strong, it is very possible for us to be expecting a strong sell for euro this week. So it's still playing under that trend line, and I'm going to be watching it. I'm expecting it soon. I'm expecting a sell actually. If US dollar is going to be strong, then Euro USD will likely do a sell. Let's see Euro GBP and see what it's doing. I had this set up down. This is my triangle, my rectangle pattern, my rectangle trading pattern. And what I can see here is that it has touched this and it's going back up. So it looks like Euro is, as at this moment, stronger than GBP. And so if it will not come down and break this line, then I'm expecting it to go all the way up here. But when will I buy? I'm going to wait for it to break this last eye here. This last eye here. If it breaks it to the upper side, then it's going to go here. And so if it breaks this line, that means Euro is going to be stronger than GBP this week. So, but at this point, what we are seeing is not telling us that much yet on what they are doing. Let's go back to daily time frame. Let me remove all of this. I think it makes it easier that way. Sorry, I have a little catarrh, so my voice is a bit cracky. Okay, I'm still seeing in the bigger picture, GBP, it's supposed to sell in the bigger picture, it's expected to sell or move back. But in the short run, it will buy. It will buy in the short run up to here. So if it's going to buy, if I'm going to expect this to buy at all, I will wait for it to break this zone. But at the same time, this may get to this up place and continue its way back down. But right now, in the big picture, it is expected to go down. In the big picture, it is expected, Euro GBP is expected to go down in the big picture. But right now, it's still playing around this zone. But it's expected to go down. And if it goes down, if it drops, then that means that GBP is stronger than Euro. If it drops, it only means that GBP is stronger than Euro. But right now, what we are seeing is a buy signal. What we are still saying is still a buy signal. So we can't really make a decision on this unless we put a zone to hit. And so the zone we can put to this place is this. If it breaks it to the high side, for me, that's why I'm going to drop my zone because that's the last time. So if it breaks it above that, I'm going to do a buy and I'll be expecting euros to be stronger than GBP for the rest of the week. And that will help me make decision on how I'm going to trade my GBP. In fact, for me, if I'm trading personally, the first thing I do is currency correlation. I first check currency based on the zone. So now Euro GBP is on the Euro zone. So that's why I'm checking it now. And so if one of them is stronger than the other, I'm going to pair the strong one with a weak one from another zone. So if Euro is strong here, I'm going to pair it with, if in US zone, if US dollar is stronger than Canadian dollar, I'm going to pair I'm going to pair Euro with CAD, and I'm going to do a buy. So if Euro is strong in this zone, if US dollar is the one that is strong on the other zone and Canadian dollar is weak, I will do a buy on Euro CAD. So that's, although I will not just jump in and do that buy, I will still do my normal technical analysis. And if it's fine for me to do a buy, I will be more confident to take that buy then. So it's very important to understand how you do currency correlation. It should be one of the first things you do. And you also want to check the trend. It's good that you trade based on the trend. So based on the main trend right now, it is downtrending from this side. And that's why I said in the bigger picture, I'm expecting a sell. I'm expecting a sell in the bigger picture. But then if it breaks above this line, then that means that Euro will be stronger than GBP. But for right now, GBP is still expected to be stronger. If it touches this trend line and returns down, then that means that GBP is stronger than Euro. Okay, so what other pair do we take a look at? Let's look at AUD NZD from the Australia zone. This touched this zone and come back down. I think it touched the zone, broke it to the upper side and turns back down. So what I'm expecting now is for this to hit this zone and either return all the way back down, because it has even already broken my small trend line that I put here. And so it has broken it down. I'm expecting it to do a retest and continue it to way down. But then if it breaks it to the upper side, it will do a buy. But right now, what I'm seeing is something like this. What I'm saying is this is doing a sell now. I'm expecting it to retest to this zone and then come all the way down to at least this side. So if that is going to happen, that means that we are expecting like a drop of how many pips? We're expecting over 300 pips drop. but it won't be very soon because we are on day time frame now. So that may take some couple of days to take some couple of days to for that to happen. So that's what I'm looking at for AUD NZD. So if that happens, that means that NZD will be stronger than Australian dollar. And so if I'm going to now pair them, I'll go to, so if I'm expecting GBP to be stronger, then I will take Australian dollar is expected to be weaker here. So that means that I will do a buy on GBP. But how do I know whether I'll do a buy? I'm still going to wait on this. If you look at this too, I have a small this thing here, like a small trend line somewhere here. And it has broken my trend line and it is like doing a retest on the trend line. So I'm expecting it to keep going up. So my bias for GBP AUD is a buy. It's a buy. My bias is a buy for AUD, GBP AUD. As you can see, there's a big, massive candle that broke out of this region, and then it's been doing a lot of retests. And another thing I usually teach my students is this: time management. Look at how choppy all of this have been, and see the number of days they've taken. Let me check this place to this place has taken 21 bars, 5 days, 5 days, 8 hours, right? 5 days, 8 hours. Now, let's take a look at how many days this long. This is just 3 bars, only 3 bars, 12 hours. 12 hours, and it has done, and it did how many pips? 222 pips. Now look at all of this from here has taken it has taken 5 days, 4 hours, and it is only 100 pips. So that's why it's very important that you don't have to be in the market every day. Just know when to trade. If you trade at the right time, you could take advantage of this. 200 pips, you would have done that within 12 hours, in less than 1 day. Instead of you trading all this choppy, for people who scalp the market, you are not you are even afraid of what is going to happen next because you don't know where this is moving to. Just so choppy, it's just going up and down, and you don't even understand what the direction is, And it took a whole of 5 days plus for all this small drop, just 100 pips drop. Whereas this one just took within 12 hours, 3 of the 4 hours candle formed, and it has done over 200. So it has done just 100. It has gone just halfway, and guess how many days? Over 5 days. When this one did half day. So rather than wasting your time and trading this, why not understand technical analysis, analyze the right way, and trade the real move instead of trading the reversals and wasting all your time? It's very important that we do that. I'm expecting a buy, that's my bias. But then if it breaks this trend line back to the downside, I'm going to do it. So I trade both ways. So rather than me focusing that because based on my analysis, it should move up, I will not focus just on that. If it breaks down, I will wait for, there are some things I will wait for. I won't buy immediately now because I see this about going up. I'll wait for it to break the last time before I buy. And then if I'm not going to buy that, I'll wait for it to break the last low to this one before I sell. So that's how I trade. Now let's go and look for another pair to check. This USD oil, crude oil, made a lot of sense last week. Yes, I had my triangle set down, and see what happened. Immediately it broke out. In fact, before it broke out of this place, at this point, it was already obvious that it was going to sell. And I just set 200 pips. And when it got to around somewhere around this point, it had already done the 200 pips and I was out of the market. So but now it has done over 400 pips drop, over 400 pips drop. And this is going back up to do a retest. I'm expecting a sell again to this second take, my second take profits, which is here. And guess what? Based on this triangle, this is where the first take profit should be. And has it touched it or not? It has. So this joining in the middle here is where the first take profit is. Let me use the proper one. Sorry. Let me use what will measure it directly. So, like I said, you see, so it touched it and even goes below it a little before doing a retest. And that's what my first take profit should be. But I didn't even wait till that place because that's like 400 pips from that place. Let me just on this upper side. So here. Yeah, that's 366 pips. But at the time it was just 200 pips here on this high side. I was out of the market. I was out of the market. So I expect this to drop more this week. It has taken too long, before the drop happened. It's done a lot of buying in the past. And I also, if you see my post some weeks back, there was something I posted around February on this pair. Then I said it was going to move up. And how did I know this? Let me go to daily time frame to show you what I saw then. So there was this huge drop here. We had this initial huge drop, and I did my analysis, and I saw something like this. I saw another big drop down. I saw something else like this. Saw another drop down. Like this. In fact, not up to that level. As at that time it was here when I posted that analysis. It was somewhere here. I said if it breaks above here, I'm expecting it, but I think it was somewhere down here. So I think it was here then. So it was touching it. I was expecting that if it breaks here, and guess what? We've done this much buy since then before it's now moved down. Oh no, it wasn't that one. No. It wasn't that big one I did. It was here. It was here. Yes, this was what we saw. This is on daily, but I used the 4-hour candle to bring it out then. So it looked longer than this, but this is it. This is exactly, this was what I posted then, and it was here. I saw something like this. I looked at this and did my analysis, based on my sweat pattern, and I was able to say, so when it was around here, I posted it, that we're expecting some big buys, and look at what it has done since then. It retested to this place then when it broke it to the upside, see what has happened. Look at how many pips. Over 1,280 pips, 1,281, let's see, 1,270, 81 pips, 1,000 plus pips. So that's really big, that's huge. It has done a lot of bullish moves since then. And that was just between February and now. So you can imagine how much you would have made. You would have doubled your account if you have started trading this since that February. So this week we are expecting another drop on US oil. That's crude oil. So what else? If you have any pair you want us to check, please put it in the comment section and let us take a look at it together. Let me take a look at AUD, Euro AUD. Okay, I had this set there. Sorry. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so I had this set, and this is another situation that will show you that time management is very important. So this huge big candle, just one candle doing over 200 pips. See how many candles came to do the retest. So rather than you trading all these plenty candles that are only here to retest, why not trade the right, the proper move? So we need to learn how to identify the right move rather than wasting our time trying to trade. You don't know whether to do a buy, you do a buy before you know it, that turns to a red. We're not saying that even if you understand what they are doing, it will not happen that you will make losses. You will make losses, but we should be able to ensure that our profits are more than our losses. So in this situation, what is my analysis telling me? I see it's a break. It has broken out of this zone to the upside. It has done a retest and it's moving back up. So as for now, I'm expecting a buy for now. I'm expecting a buy on this pair. But if it comes all the way back down and break this trend line to the downside, in fact, I will actually wait for it to break this support zone. So if it breaks this support zone, I'll do a sell. But if it doesn't break this support, as long as it is on this trend line here, I'll always look out for a buy opportunity. So Euro AUD, I'm looking out for a buy opportunity. And like you see, the analysis we did earlier on AUD and ZD, we're expecting AUD to be weaker and NZD to be stronger. So if AUD is weak, then Euro AUD will actually do a buy. Then let's take a look at USD card. So I had this before. I had this set on USD card. And if you look at it, it has broken out of this one to the upper side. It's retesting it, and I'm expecting it to move up this week. And first, this is my first expected take profit. So this is another kind of triangle that you can also trade with. And now it has broken out of this triangle to the upper side. It is doing a retest now. It may retest for some couple of hours or even the whole of earlier in tomorrow, maybe later in the evening or Wednesday is when the real move will happen. You may still be seeing a lot of retests trying to happen. So what I'm expecting it to retest back to my zone, and then I see a move like this to the upper side. Like that. So that's what I'm expecting for USD CAD this week. Euro JPY. Let me remove all this. So we have a zone here. We have like our support zone there, and there's another support zone below this week. So right now, what am I expecting? If this breaks down this place, I'm expecting a sell, and I'm expecting a weak fill. There's something we call weak fill in trading. This tiny long line you see is called a wick, and so when a wick happens like that, when we have a big long wick like that, We expect that someday in the future, the market has to come back and fill that week. It may not be immediately, this market may even still play all around here, but someday it will come and fill. It may not be now. So what I'm expecting now is this looks like we had a sell. The sell was happening, and then now it is moving up like doing the retest to the upper side, and now we see another kind of sell opportunity coming. So it may sell up to this line before moving back up. But then it can also from this place just do a little bit of retest to maybe somewhere here and then move up and then move up. So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait. If it breaks this last high up here, I'll do a buy. If it goes down, if it keeps going down, maybe it breaks somewhere like there's another zone here that you can see. If it breaks that side, I'll first sell to this point, and then if it breaks this side, I'll continue selling to the downside. So, but this may be a sell. Maybe a sell. The market looks like there's a little bit of a trend line of a trend happening. It actually would have been a downtrend, but this has spoiled the downtrend thing. So right now, it also still looks like a buy. So it's we can't really say this is going to buy or this is going to sell. But I think to a large extent it will buy, because if you see, it first broke out of this trend line here to the upside, and it has done the retest back to that trend line, and now it's moving up. So we may just retest a little bit and then move up again. So we're expecting it is very likely to do a rebuy. It may even retest all the way back down here, but majorly it could be a buy. Let's take a look at the daily to see it more clearly. So I'm still recording. Sorry, I've forgotten that I'm still recording. Okay, so that's that for Euro JPY. So it may buy up to this point before continuing back down, or it may even break this zone and go up. So that's what we are looking at for this week. Do you have any other one that you want us to look at together? Let me see if anybody is here with me. Sorry, I've not really checked. So don't forget, we have our masterclass for May starting soon. So if you would want to join our masterclass for May, please quickly reach out to me. Let's get you added. All right, I have Ola Dapo, Amy Lauren, and Akimbode Busayo with me right now. Thanks for joining. He said it looks like magic in his eyes. Yeah, it looks like magic sometimes. When I started learning too, sometimes the whole thing just looks like magic to me. That's how technical analysis can be so funny. Before you know it, all the lines you draw, you just see, before you know it, you see it, you just come and hit it exactly and turn back or start moving on. Trend lines sometimes so simple, just put a trend line and you will see it will be working perfectly sometimes. So once you just know what you're doing in the market, trading can be very fun. It can be hard initially, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're now trying to be a scalper. Kai, when I just started trading, that was what I was doing. I was scalping the market, and I tell you, it gave me a lot of headache trying to scalp the market and just, pick whatever you can pick and go out. It gives you a lot of headache. But that's how far we can touch for today. Let me show you some of what we have on our training schedule for the master class in case you would want to be a part of it. So this is it. We have professional courses. We have Under professional course 1, we have four lessons. We have 3 lessons on professional course 2. On professional course 3, we have 3 lessons. Under course 4, we have 4 lessons. Course 5 has 4 lessons. 6 has 2 lessons. 7 has 2 lessons. 8 has 2 lessons. 9 has 2 lessons. 10 from 10 to 16 has 1 lesson each, and these ones are the different strategy that I teach. Because one of the reasons I don't teach just one strategy is because if the market is not going your way, you can easily understand what has happened if you apply another strategy. So it's good for you to know different ones, and even if you are now going to focus on one, you can test all of them. Whichever one is going to work for you, you'll stick to it. And then, we have that's over 33 courses. These ones are recorded courses. In addition to this, you are going to have 8 to 10 live sessions. For those in the master class, you are going to be joining with other people on the master class for the live session. But if it's a one-on-one, it will be just you with me alone in the class. So this one is going to cost you only 60K for now to be a part of our master class. So if you would want to join our master class for May, we're starting soon. We're starting next week. So do well to get started now. One-on-one, we'll have between 12 and 15 live sessions. Aside from all of this I had shown you, and aside from all of these professional courses, I also have 13 written courses that you can just read at your leisure, just to brush your understanding. Now you're going to have some downloads, you're going to have some books, recommendation, and all that. So if you want one-on-one training, you can also reach out to me on that. And this is the account detail. If you would want to be a part of this, you want to join us for our May masterclass. That's the account number on the screen. You can also chat me up on that WhatsApp number, or 080-288-37522. 080-288-37522. All right, thank you very much. If you still watch, maybe you watch a replay of this and you have any question, please drop it in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thank you, and do have a good night's rest.